All right, so today we're diving into something that's been all over the news lately. Those devastating floods in Poland.
Yeah, it's hard to miss, right? I mean,
Oh,
those images have been everywhere.
definitely. But, as always, we want to go deeper here. Beyond the headlines, we want to understand the real human impact of what's happening.
Exactly.
Correct.
Because it's easy to get caught up in the numbers, the scale of it all. But behind all that,
Mhm.
there are real people.
Absolutely. And we found this report. It actually focuses on the impact these kinds of natural disasters have on education, which is fascinating on its own.
Really gets to the heart of the long-term consequences. Yeah.
Right. And it really hits home, especially reading about what's going on near the Czech border. The devastation is just widespread.
Entire communities just completely uprooted.
Exactly. I mean, even the mayor of Klodzko, he said they've lost the battle against the floodwaters.
Wow.
It's a powerful statement. It really drives home how dire the situation is.
Yeah, you get a real sense of just being overwhelmed. Like
Mm.
nature's just this force you can't stop.
Totally. And it makes me think of that video. You probably saw it. Camila Soloska posted it. It showed a caravan just floating down the street.
Oh, yeah, I think I saw that. Where was that again?
Glucciolese. And it
Um,
just breaks your heart. You realize right then that's somebody's life just gone.
It's that suddenness that really gets you. And the report highlighted just how quickly those floodwaters rose.
And families trapped, right, like Camila's.
Right,
Yeah.
absolutely. And no way to get to them either. The main bridge into town was destroyed.
It's just unimaginable, that feeling of being trapped while the water's rising around you.
It's terrifying.
And it's not just individual families, whole villages were evacuated.
Right.
This one, Arnold Toek, 800 people gone. Just like that.
800 people. That's wow. The logistics of that alone.
Exactly. Where do 800 people go? What happens to them?
It's a logistical nightmare. Absolutely. Shelter, food, everything. And that's just the immediate needs.
And then you start thinking long term.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
When can they go back? What will be left when they get there?
The report also mentioned a family, they were living near a reservoir, and they sent in pictures of water just pouring into their basement.
I can't even
It
imagine.
really stuck with me, that image, is this relentless water.
And it makes you think, even when the water goes down, the fear, the trauma, that's going to stay with them.
Definitely. It's not just physical damage, it's the emotional and psychological impact, too.
Exactly.
And this isn't even the first time this region has seen bad flooding.
Yeah.
The report mentioned the floods of '97. Still vivid in a lot of people's minds, I bet.
Makes you wonder if they learned anything from that. Were there, like, infrastructure improvements made? Things to help minimize the damage this time?
That's the question, isn't it? And with climate change making these extreme weather events more frequent,
Right. More frequent and more intense.
it makes you wonder, what are the long-term solutions? What needs to change to protect these communities?
It's a huge question.
It is. And this crisis isn't over either. The report really stressed that.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, more rain is expected, which could make the flooding even worse. It's just heartbreaking. But we have to find a way forward.
We do. So to recap, we've seen the devastating impact on people's lives. We know the crisis is far from over, and we know that we need both immediate aid and long-term solutions.
Couldn't have said it better myself. But here's something I keep coming back to with all this. What can we learn? And not just for Poland, but for any region facing these kinds of threats. How do we prioritize those sustainable solutions to protect people and the environment?
Big questions,
Yeah.
ones we all need to be thinking about.
Absolutely. What can you do as a listener to be a part of the solution?
Something to think about.